Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WGLNA. We're just going over our notes. And as a reminder, we're having a lot of fun. That's what a reminder is. I'm Klutz, Greetorp, and Rukill. Going through today, Cunningham's simplistic wins in a shootout, and Wreak Havoc is able to take it. We have one more match tonight. It's Pub Stars versus No Limit, and we will have them on face-off here in just a little bit. Himmelsdorf, again, a map that we've seen a lot, and a lot of first picks today.
Yeah. I'm gonna speak to that.
Go ahead.
It used to be Ensk. Ensk was a pretty dry map, and
Used
after
to be Ruinberg too.
About first map,
mid-range.
Yeah.
Ruinberg is mid-range map.
But Ensk we saw all the time. Ensk South, Ensk North, we would see that all the time, right? But I think they choose Himmelsdorf because they say, hey, we don't want to be drawing out. Ensk is one of those maps that we have a high probability to. And let's go to Himmelsdorf because a lot of times we can kind of be aggressive and we can be defensive. We can play different styles, and we'll get to see who the better tankers are overall.
I think so, and I think it allows each team to judge how aggressive they will be. Yeah. And it allows for more of an open counter and flanks to counter that aggression on Himmelsdorf compared to Ensk, where, I got to go to the railroad tracks. It takes a while. It's what happens when a tank hits railroad tracks. It bounces up and down like that. And it's tough to hit shots when you're on the move, especially when you're hitting railroad tracks. But I think that's very true. And I'm really, really intrigued with the Object 416. We saw it a lot this week until tonight. I don't think we've seen it once.
No, we have. First map. Remember?
Oh, we did. That's right. On Ensk.
Yeah, on Ensk.
It was there.
First map. We got to see it.
So we've seen it once, but some of these other teams haven't really brought it. We did see some Artie, though, on a shootout.
Yes, we did. That's the first time we've seen Artie in a very long time.
In both seasons.
No, that's not true.
We saw a real Artie.
Last time we saw an Artie.
Season 1 qualifiers.
No. It was Season 1, first play day, Cazadores on Mines. They brought a T-57.
You're so right. I forgot about that.
Guys, come on. Know your history.
It's been a while. All right. Well, I want to know the history of these two teams, not from us, but in their own words. Let's go ahead and throw it over to a face-off. Pub Stars versus No Limit. Gentlemen. Oh, it looks like Blasey was with us, but he just dropped.
Gosh.
So we're going to have to wait for him
killing esports.
to fix his 300 megahertz computer. Hopefully his team can win this season so they can all purchase new PCs. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe he needs to get one of those AOL codes pinched in.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what? I went up to my grandmother's house in Seattle, close to the SeaTac airport, and she used AOL discs as wind chimes, like the wind catch for the chime.
Oh, that's a better use than my grandmother used. She used them as coasters.
I have a poster of Lord of the Rings, and on the bottom it says AOL keyword Lord of the Rings, and I went, wow, man, that was Return of the King. That was 2003.
That proves how old it is too.
That was 2003.
But do you guys want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
AOL still exists and is profitable.
It's still profitable?
How is it used?
I have no clue.
The elderly. That's it.
Like Jitterbug?
No.
Yeah,
like Jitterbug.
It's trying to be. I forgot what it was trying to do. I want to actually look it up, but I remember seeing that AOL is still being used by a good amount of people. Of course, they've had to downsize a little bit.
Well, they partnered with Time Warner back in the day. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's the history of the internet, folks. I mean, it was amazing.
Some people are watching this cast saying, "What is AOL?"
I know, isn't that nuts?
It's actually, guys.
They don't know what AIM is, and MSN Messenger,
which is now Skype.
Which is everybody uses Skype now.
What were you gonna say, Randall?
That's when I visit my grandmother. She has Time Warner cable, and she uses AOL.
That's
she uses
crazy.
them. She uses them both.
Or how about Netscape Navigator?
Oh, Netscape.
And the Netscape is installed on her computer.
Oh my goodness, old time.
People don't know what we're talking about anymore, guys.
I liked Netscape.
We're old.
We are old, but it's amazing to see how fast everything has changed in that amount of time. Even the amount of time since we started from season 1, how much has changed?
Yeah.
And how many people are watching us tonight?
How much our commentating has changed. I look back at some of our content, I was like, oh, I really knew nothing about this game.
No, the notes I had. I mean, this is my notes now. It's a good amount, but the notes that I had of the tanks that were used the most, and I'd flip it out and be like, hey, did you guys know that the T-32 has 298 frontal armor? Did you know that?
On its
That's
turret.
On its turret. That's why it's used, man. And you're like, what are you talking about?
And I was like, yes, Clutch.
That's why they use
Yes, it is.
That's why they use a hold down position. You know what that is? No, it's been a lot of fun. And
now we could say, you're so silly. God, what are you doing? No, just kidding. But
that's my job.
It's been yes, you are. You know what? I think I'm the designated jerk, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like you're there. Yeah, you were harsh a little bit in the beginning.
Backed off.
You backed off a lot, and then I took that role.
Good job, Andre.
Thanks.
I think we'll get a little bit harsh when teams don't engage.
Yeah,
We all do.
we all
play the camp game.
You know,
especially when you see so many windows that open up. Of go. You have 2 minutes. Go for it. Man.
Yeah.
Go for it. But listen, they're under pressure.
See, this is the tough thing that I go through. It's like, well, it is a competitive league.
Yeah.
And you're going to always do whatever it is that you need to do to win.
Exactly.
Right? That's the Russian mentality, right? You do whatever it is. You abuse whatever is the strongest. And to them, it's being aggressive. To other teams, it's camping as much as possible. And I understand, to the viewer, it can be very taxing. And I know the Korean scene, they used to camp all the time until the fans were like, what are you doing? Yeah. This is ridiculous. And the Korean scene, if you guys don't know, heavily involved in esports, and the players actually react directly to that.
Yeah, they do. And one of the biggest things that I understand where people come from but kind of irks me is like, well, they abused it. You know, that's not the right way to win. They won.
They won.
It doesn't matter what happened. They won, and it's within the rule set.
That is just scrub talk, in my opinion. Like,
let's go ahead. Speaking of scrub
don't like
talk, we got to talk to Blasey. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, here we go, guys. Here we go. Here's the face-off. Blasey from No Limit, Miserable from Pub Stars. Blasey, we're going to start with you. You had a loss against Game Over. You had a shootout win against, who was it? Remind me.
Bernal Empires.
Bernal Empires, that's right. And then you had a win against Cat Fast Nation. So, you're riding on 2-1 right now. How does it feel?
Well, the way I see it with the new point rule, I see it more as 1-1-1. Yeah, it's a win, but due to the shootout rules, to me, a shootout's kind of like a tie. You just get a point for it. But like I said, I mean, because you guys talked about the other day, we are kind of like a new team, even though we were pretty much the team last season. We did keep majority of our guys, but we are playing with 3 new players and then some of the reserves that didn't really play last season. So I just thought it was us getting our wheels going, those guys getting their first game jitters out of the way, since they were kind of new to the whole esports scene with tanks. So I think once we get the ball rolling, I think, we'll be back to where we were.
And you got rid of Squirrel, and that's a good thing.
Oh, geez. Miserable already shots fired across the bow.
So, Miserable, you're sponsored by Altoids and Lades. When are you going to get sponsored by Logitech?
No. Not Altoids. Get out of here with that.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, when are you going to use the webcam that we sent you from our wonderful sponsor, Logitech?
When you guys aren't 2 weeks behind on sending it.
What?
We already
It's
sent
lost
it.
in the mail. The government shut down. It's lost forever.
Oh, yeah, the government shut down.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm not sure that's how it works, guys.
That's clearly how it works.
Setbacks.
yeah. I don't think FedEx is part of the government, though.
We sent it FedEx?
It's not. We'll have to confirm on that, Pubstars.
You guys are noobs on mailing.
No.
I didn't send it.
Blasey has his, clearly, and he was from last season. Anyways, Blasey, to wrap up here, on your side of things, because you're going against Cap Fast Nation, have the jitters dwindled for those team members? Do you feel that you can trust them more now that you're moving past week number 1 after this match into week number 2?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel we've gotten over a lot of that, and I think we're going to come into this game pretty strong. That, and I mean, we've actually got to watch, a couple of films on them because they are a new team, and I definitely like their aggressive play style, so I think that'll make for some good matches today.
And you are not a scrub, sir. I applaud you for stepping in and leading your team. I made a little joke. Like,
hey,
speaking of
Blasey,
scrubs,
congratulations. You're no scrub. That's like, hey, Blasey, congrats. You don't suck terribly.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you don't. I joking aside, because we like to joke you guys sometimes because we have a lot of fun here. And also, you guys are one of the best personalities when it comes to esports in general for World of Tanks and for all games. But I have to commend you again for stepping in, taking the leadership role, because I know Tofu Smurf was solid about it. I'm sure the rest of you guys are solid about it. So thank you for doing that. I know it's tough, but you're doing a great job.
Well, thanks. Really enjoy the league. You guys are doing a great job, too.
All right, Miserable. Let's go and throw it over to you as your
Here we
webcam
go.
keeps flashing. Pub Stars, you had a win against Catfast Nation and a loss against Fulcrum Gaming. You're 1-1. How you feeling about this week and about the season?
Good. So far, so good. We lost to Fulcrum, but number 1 NA. What can I say?
Yep, that's true.
We just got to make sure to not let Captain wear any pants this time.
He was wearing pants last time? Is that what happened?
That was the major rule
Okay.
that we broke, and we just
How dare he?
stepped
Alright.
Why
way
would
too
you
far
ever
over
wear
the line
pants?
there. What can I say?
Ridiculous.
All right, so pants.
It was a bad leadership decision.
I see. Pants aside, with the strength of your team, what would you say is the strongest piece of your team, or what is it about your team that stands out from the rest here in Season 2?
Well, the main disappointment is that Artie is not being currently used because our ace in the hole, Zevin, was the man at Artie. One time he clutched a game 4v1 in his Artie in the major leagues, and not having that as an option, kind of a drag. But as far as having a strength, I would say our strength is aggression, and we like to be aggressive, and we're changing the meta. We don't like these campy strats, so our job is to break them.
Pub Stars, I already love you already.
All right, Miserable, do you have any words for Blasey before we start this battle?
I can't badmouth a man from the current clan that I am in, and I can't badmouth a man who got rid of Squirrelin, so I have nothing to say.
All right, Blasey, anything in response?
No, just ready to play some of my fellow clanmates. I think it'll make for a great game.
Pub Stars, you have the higher seed. Heads or tails for the coin toss?
I'm going to let Rookkill decide.
You're going to make me decide. Well, I pick heads for you.
All right, Rookkill picks heads. Go ahead and toss the coin. Is tails. So no limit. Map choice or defer?
We will defer.
They will defer. Pub Stars, what is your map choice?
We're going to go with Cliff.
Cliff, a map we have not seen tonight. Blasey, which section of Cliff will you take?
We'll go ahead and take. We'll go north.
No Limit will spawn on the north side of Cliff. Pub Stars will take the south. Gentlemen, best of luck and have fun.
All right, let's go.
Thanks.
And to the south side, we have the blue team, Pub Stars. To the north side, No Limit in the red, and Blasey's leading the charge in the 1390 towards that F6, 7, and 8 section of that rock.
But I was wrong, though. 2 IS-3s, a Pershing, a T-69, and a 1390 chosen from No Limits. Pub Stars sporting 5 1390s. So
Oh,
yes,
wow.
the
This
light
firing
setup-
line is already going to open up, and it's too late for No Limit. They
Yeah,
are
they're gonna
caught
get
out.
shredded apart. The 1390s are able to get into position so incredibly fast, and from there, great crossfires in the center, denying their opponents from any center control.
But look
Now-
at where Blasey is, though. He's able to land some shots from that mountainous range and is able to keep tabs on those tanks that are pointing their turrets to his teammates. He got up there just in time to be able to scout, but it was too late for the rest of his team as they were in that approach. No
Oh,
tanks
look at
have been destroyed
Jamaria.
yet, but
He's
now
gonna-
Tofu Smurf does go down.
This is so perfect, and this is taking advantage of the build that you have. You have all 1390s against this much heavier, slower lineup. These IS-3s are going to try to get in here, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to catch these 1390s, as they're going to just pull out
They are
and
gonna
give
back
ground.
That's right, and that's what I love about them. They're willing to give up this ground and say, okay, no problem, take center control. We're going to reset this some other way. And then look at this, an east side push. This makes so much sense. They're reloading right now. They got 30 free shots on their opponents, and now they're going to the east side saying, respond to me. Make sure that you are not in the right position, and then from there, I can get my 6 shots from each tank reloaded and shot out yet again. This is so, so clever.
Marsh 166 is scouted from a floppy giraffe behind the bushes here, so they're not going to push out yet because Marsh knows that he is spotted. Jamaria, along with his teammate Yankee, are to the western side, and they could put some flag cap pressure on, allowing the east to move in.
Perfect. What does flag cap pressure do? It forces the tanks back. And look where the 1390s are going. Yes, they're in the east side. They're just reloading, trying to be mobile, but they are pushing over to the center yet again. They've claimed center control because the reaction that the T1 and the 1390 do all the way in C1. This is such a clever strategy coming out from Pubstars. They're just dictating the pace and taking control, the initiative, the tempo of the game.
Marsh 166 gets the cleanup kill against Picnic Basket in the T69. Now Son of Hail and Sea Otter Defiler of Seals will get the kill against Germaria and the T1 Yankee. IS-3 is able to land a shot against Germaria, and the other hit comes out from Blasi in the 1390. They are able to clean that up, but Pubstars has the spread on that map, forcing the red team back into the corner.
There's miserable cleaning up a floppy giraffe. Now with this great high ground, I don't see anything that No Limit is going to be able to do to pull this one out. There's so many advantages for Pubstars. They have everything going for them.
Can we just say this was probably the most beautifully executed map we've seen so far on Cliff.
Very, very well done, well paced, and good timing with that push out there. Now again, Blasi was in a good spot just in time to see everything that was happening, but the rest of his teammates were caught out in the open, and that's where a lot of those shots were able to land, destroying a lot of the HP values of what they saw, and they saw plenty to get those hits. But now it's going to be the slow push in from the blue team. No Limit could try to draw this out. They'd rather go for a draw rather than a loss, which is commendable, but it's going to be very difficult because Independent is able to get the kill against Sea Otter Defiler of Seals. Blasi's returning some fire in his 1390, but now he's going to back up.
And the noose is tightening, ladies and gentlemen, for 1390, just slowly approaching up onto the IS-3, onto the other 1390, and they're looking for the kill. Miserable even getting in here and maybe absorbing one of the shells. Independent is down to 252, so he can be one-shotted, but it's just the fact that they're so invisible. These are 1390s, they're light tanks, they have the highest camo value, they're behind bushes. This is all just allowing the Pubstar team to get the first shot and just back up. And by the time they can react, the 1390s are already behind cover.
Behind cover indeed, and now the T1 Miserable is pushing as the point man to try to scout anything he can around those buildings. He's unable to see anything yet, but Son of Hail and Blasi were able to see him. But now here comes Marsh 166.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Zen 7
He's going to maintain a high ground and still advance, going right across the enemy cap. And I don't quite agree with Independent. I think he could stay and snipe, but Captain No Pants from the south will have shots if we see Blasi or Son of Hail try and go and defend the cap.
They can still be a hero. I don't want to make it like No Limit has zero chance, because a lot of these 1390s are pretty low in health.
If they
Son of Hail
out.
can get a very high roll on Marsh 166 and just one-shot him right here.
Well, there's a bounce against Son of Hail from Marsh 166. Another hit from
Marsh
Zevin.
out in the open.
Misses. But here comes Miserable in the T1. He's able to scout for him, saying, hey, here he is, in case he tries to disappear. Sven gets a shot on him. Blasi takes a hit, but Sven gets hit himself from Son of Hail.
And here's Captain No Pants going to open up on Son of Hail. It's
There's
done.
the side flank. One more shot from either side. He will go down. Only one left alive is Blasi in the 1390. And the T1 trying to get some shots in to help his stats. Independent absorbs fire, and Marsh 166 gets the kill. Beautiful play from No Limit. And I have to say, that play on Cliff, setting up that engagement, pushing in against them, and holding that line, using that Eastern approach with that reset, this was total map control. And everyone needs to watch this map and see what Pubstars does.
You punish. And here we go. Wick is going to spot out Son of Hail immediately here on Himmelsdorf. It looks like both teams won't be too aggressive.
Whoa, Son of Hail takes a shot. Marsh 166 is able to land that, or Wick.
That was Marsh 166. I jumped to him just in time. Fantastic shot. Go take a look, Clutch, at the turret of Son of Hail right now. Just go take a look at that. That, if he hit where I thought he did, he hit the top of his turret? No, he hit the side. That is actually Son of Hail had his turret turned in the wrong direction, and that part of the turret was effectively flat to the shot of Marsh 166, who's actually lining up another shot right now.
And he does hit. Does it do any damage? Looks like it bounced. Bounced just off the top of the gun there.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
It's actually funny. The turret a lot of time is the weakest part of the IS-3, which is weird if it's not facing you. That's the main thing. But
Another
these
shot
window
fired,
games,
just
I'm
misses.
not a big fan of. I really feel like window games.
I call it the jab, the opening jab.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. Actually, you're right.
But I agree with you, Andre. I'm not a big fan of those because the thing is, you expose yourself just as much as the enemy must expose himself. And if you aren't as good if you are not as good as marksman, you are gonna really lose out in this.
Yeah, and I just feel like you're just rolling dice at that point, right? You're just hoping that they penetrate. There's no real marksmanship that comes with that when you have such
distances with such inaccurate guns. IS-3 gun is not that accurate. If you were in like a T-32, a Panther II, something German, those kinds of games, it is certainly marksmanship. It is totally marksmanship. IS-3s, you are rolling the dice. And with such a big reticle, you can aim for the right spot, but there's such a big reticle, you still, even if you get some of the best dead center rolls, you can still just have your shots go a few centimeters off, still not pen.
Yeah, I don't like to leave my chances up to RNG. I want it to be pristine control.
Floppy Giraffe and Miserable had a T1 fight up on the hill, and Floppy Giraffe is in the lead at 92 HP compared to Miserable. Now, will they be able to see each other just around the corner? Floppy Giraffe using the deviation of the hill, and he is able to spot 2 down the D line, and a third one, Sven.
But a Floppy Giraffe is spotted.
Oh,
Miserable is not.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, Wick in his IS-3 able to take him out. That should not happen, guys.
The
That is
shell,
just
the
fantastic.
shell went through the tank.
Yeah.
Well, it would.
Yeah.
With such little armor, it would go straight through.
You actually saw it go right through the tank.
It penetrates through. I wonder how many T1, probably infinite T1s in this game.
They count as spaced armor.
Oh, they do? So
well,
they lose penetration?
you shoot into one side, you're going to lose pen on your way out of the other side.
That's true. So I wonder how many T1s it takes. We should do a guessing game.
Just, or we could do it with science.
We could do it with science. Well, the science that we're seeing here is Squirrel Tag able to spot Yankee and not able to see Wick yet, but he is able to see Yankee in the T1. Now the IS-3s at the very bottom are trying to see if they can land a shot on that T1 poking around the corner. No luck yet. Pubstars is in the lead with 1 tank that has been destroyed. But as a reminder, there is no 8-point rule anymore. You have to defeat all the enemy tanks or capture their flag. If not, it will be a draw. This is a best of 5. We have to have a declared winner. So if the teams do draw out, we will go to shootout, which we did see once tonight. However, Pubstars is in the lead. So the ball is in no limits court.
You see that mini-map, guys? I'll blow it up for you right now. There is a big push. West side is going to a place where a lot of tanks will go to die.
Now, Picnic Basket is the one that's in the front, and Yankee will see all the tanks being spotted. All 4 heavy tanks have been spotted on that side. The only one that is not spotted is Blasey. Picnic Basket is leading just around the corner here as the blue tanks are going to get set up in a good position.
Look at the rest of the... Look at Pubstars. Like, they saw this coming from a mile away.
Yep.
Captain No Pants and 7 are already in positions to receive this attack. How are they doing it? Is this sorcery?
Son of Hail, you need to get over to that window. The IS-3's need to get to that window, so they're pushing forward against the AMX 5100s.
And they're going to run into a crossfire.
They will.
Yes, they are. And this doesn't look too good.
There's
Son of Hail will
crossfire.
take a lot of damage. The IS-3s getting the perfect shots on these tier 8 tanks. Tofu Smurf taking a shot, 1066, and Marsh 166 getting a good position to be able to shoot out and then just duck out behind cover. They're just going to go past this, trying to isolate the 25100s, but they've already left. Oh my goodness, this is such cool play on the other side of the map. Red base is under attack.
They still have one of those red tanks there to try to stop that, as a light tank could move in for the kill. Blasey takes some hits against this 5100. They're trying to trade some blows with the tanks with the higher HP. Blasey's going, you know what, I'm going to go for it. Get Marsh 166. Tofu Smith cleans that up. Sea Otter, Defiler of Seals, and Son of Hail need to push in as the flank from the other side. The 25100 is going to approach from behind. They need to kill the IS-3s and get behind them as cover. Cover the 5100. Blasey gets tracked. Sea Otter tries to get him to escape. They're going to push in on Independent, but Independent takes down Blasey. The huge heavy hitter, the 5100, is down. for No Limit. That target fire was huge.
Actually,
but it's 3 tanks against 2 right now.
7 and Captain No Pants missed a lot of shots, and I think they are
so
clipping.
many bounces.
Picnic Basket is coming in here, and he just has to one-shot him. Yes, he will go down. Red Base is under attack, though. On the other side, will the reset occur? Captain No Pants will have to retreat as he's clipping, but if Sea Otter Defiler Seal gets on Cap, there won't be enough time for him to stop it.
Miserable's able to get the kill on that T1. It is a reset.
It doesn't matter. It all comes back to Captain No Pants. I think he has 1 or 2 shots to reset this cap, and he needs to land these. But the IS-3s have enough burst damage to take down Captain No Pants immediately. Can he do it? Oh my gosh, No Limit can take the battle.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
No!
Can they hold it?
They won't! Captain No Pants goes down! Blue Base captured!
In your face, says Picnic Basket in the IS-3. Beautiful play from No Limit.
2 seconds later. Okay, let's push.
All right, Blasie's going to be the one out in front. And what do we have for tanks here, Greek?
Let's find out. 3 1390s, a T-32, and a Pershing for Pup Stars. 2 T-32s, a Pershing, a T-69, and a WZ-132 for No Limit. So much more diverse group. We'll see. The age-old question, what's better, one WZ-132 or one 1390?
1390, look at that double loop out of the 1390s.
Yeah.
Both of them getting great coverage with their opening scout runs. Both of them running the ridge just as they should. Independent and Marsh, good job, guys. Love that scouting.
Randall is one of the best scouts when it comes to World of Tanks, and he always likes to see people following his footsteps. T-32, my favorite tank in particular. I love to see when people follow in my footsteps when it comes to that tank. And pretty much my footsteps are winning for the most part.
Just, you know,
Not just winning,
saying.
by winning.
But
Oh, man.
That's like extra winning.
Yep, 1550 HP for that beautiful tank, 298 armor, not including the Mantlet. Mantlet does add some more on the turret.
Oh, is
And it
there
works in
aggression
space.
coming out of the red team?
There
Are
might
they pushing
be.
up?
No, Blasie's just trying to get a kill. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. He does have a shot ring out, but it does not hit just over the bow.
Can't penetrate that strong American armor.
That's right, of his tank there. Independent is still cruising back and forth in that 1390, as you mentioned before, real kill. And thankfully enough, the engagement is close enough for both sides. No eastern push, really. And Zevin is the one that takes the first blood against his tank. He is at 1289 at a 1550. Still spotted a bounce off the WZ-132 against Blasie. He has not taken any damage on his quick traverse speed.
The turret shape,
WZ-132.
the shape of that turret, you can get some really bouncy spots.
Really
Look at
true,
that.
actually.
Look at that bounce. That's beautiful.
Oh,
That
wow.
big
It's
old
like
scrape.
grazing past the top. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The rest of the armor on that tank is paper thin. You might as well make it out of paper because seriously, like a kick will hurt that
And it
tank.
can fly if it goes fast enough.
Oh, 7 taking another shot, but it will bounce this time. I
Who's
guess it is
shooting at
7.
7?
It's Son of Hail.
And his T-32, he's popping up just over the area here.
I didn't even think Zevin was going that high on the ridge.
Yeah, he is, but
Yeah.
the
Well,
only one
look.
he can see is
Look where his shot was,
Son of
though.
Hail.
I will take a look.
It's right on the turret, the side of the turret.
Oh, there's another
one.
one, yeah.
Glazing blow, glancing blow. Glazing.
No,
is
glazing.
Glazing is for
Like
donuts.
Krispy Kreme glazing
Yep.
blow.
Son of Hail.
It's delicious and sweet.
It is. Tries to line up another one. He's trying to aim for that commander's hatch, which you can penetrate against for the T-32. Sea Otter, Defiler of Seals, and the other T-32 trying to line up the shot, but nothing is scouting yet. Independent is going to be cruising along a little bit here as Floppy Giraffe, no, Squirrel Tag, excuse me, Floppy Giraffe, yes, is on the east side. He's going to see if he can scout anything.
But check out Miserable and Marsh. They are on the west side. They will be spotted out. Floppy Giraffe is like, hey guys, there are 2 1390s here. That's actually great. Let's push on the west side.
Yep, and he's going to fall back. He's going to stay alive. Miserable knows
Are they gonna do it?
that they're dead. And
Yep,
now
they're
March
gonna do it.
166
7
push
taking
in.
another shot. I don't know where it penetrated. Right on the hatch.
But look, Marsh and Miserable are already back into the fight, so there is no way a push will work.
Independent takes a hit. Blasey gets hit as well. Oh, he's getting unloaded upon right now. Not good. Not good for Blasey and WZ-132. It's the mobility of that tank that is its strength. Not really staying still is really good for him. But he's trying to scout for the rest of his team more towards the eastern side. Now that's going to be covered by Miserable. Marsh 166. Independent is the one going back and forth. Sven, that T-32, is still trying to trade some shots with the other T-32s, but look where Blasi's going. He could be doing a reset approach and going on the other side of the road here along with Picnic Basket.
Yeah. Well, Marsh 166 took a huge amount of damage, almost as much as Blasi did in that engagement, and he actually had his optics damaged.
Gentlemen,
oh wow!
Look at where Miserable and Marsh are going.
Yeah, they're trying to encompass around.
This is
getting shots on the T-69, but unfortunately the T-69 has moved up, which kind of feels like they're aggressing up and trying to just commit to these T-32s, the Pershing, and this would be the perfect time to.
But Miserable's going to take down Squirrel Tag, the T1. He's going to miss.
Oh,
that shot. There we go.
That should be it.
No, they can't push. They can't. There's going to be. It's too easy for these 1390s to react. They have map control. They're so mobile. They'll be able to join the fight in seconds. And on top of that, if these T-32s aggress too far forward, they're going to have their backs to these 1390s all the way in the flank. This is why I love this move. Taking this control with 1390s is so important.
Blasi's going to push up on that eastern side. He's going to see Yankee. He's going to ram right into him. No, well, yes, he's going to have to now as he reloads the shot. Or he's not going to. He's going to miss twice, Blasi. You can't be doing that, my friend.
Wick is just ripping Blasi apart with these shots. He's taking him down to 422.
But now here's the surround coming on both times, and here is the engagement in the middle of the map between all of these tanks. The higher ground is being taken by the blue team as Independent only has 34 HP. Blasi destroys both of the T1s now, and he could lock up the east side approach, which he has. Now Miserable, however, and March 166 are moving to the south, but there's a great hit into Miserable. 883 out of 1100 at 1390. Picnic Basket's going to have to make a decision, and that decision is to chase down that 1390 on the side. Will he land another shot? He's going to have to get this one. No misses here. 876. He's taking a lot of damage. He should have moved further in. Miserable's able to unload on him, and he gets shot from both sides. The T-69 is locked down, but Blasi gets the cleanup kill.
Yep, Marsh also down really close to dying there. 103 hit points left. Getting a little bit crazy. Independent only at 34 hit points as well. Blasi's staying alive, and he's actually going all the way back, hopefully trying to take a shot on the 1390 Marsh 16 because he knows it's only one shot away. Wow, Tofu Smurf down to 10 hit points. Will he be able to stay alive? The T-32 Sea Otter Defiler Seal is coming up. 7 down to 344, 2 shots away from dying here, or one really high.
Blasi is so far back. He's in G1, and no one can spot him back there. He's going to be able to put shot after shot on Captain No Pants, and I just saw him get a wonderful hit. There's one hitting dirt, though. Very unfortunate. I love this setup. We got the T-32 spotting. Blasi is on a higher ground, and he's going to be able to put shots out. It just depends on these T-32s and Pershings to not die. They just need to keep in this hull down.
Yep, Captain, excuse me, not Captain Nova, it's 7. Yet again, coming around, trying to get the flank, not able to connect with any of the shots. Captain No Pan still in the same position with his Pershing. And Marsh 166 and Independent are not around at all, but both of them one shot away from dying. You can see the hit point pool is very low for all these tanks of Pub Stars.
This is a dance to death between the T-32s and the Pershing versus the other T-32 as Sven. Shots fired back and forth, but they're just going over each other. The Pershing from Captain No Pants is able to land another shot against Son of Hail. Now, this is what No Limit has to do. They're going to have to focus on one tank, go for it, and then keep going down to stay undercover, but they don't know where the rest of the tanks are, except for one.
Look at these hits on Captain No Pants from Blasi. He's got a great flank.
Nice hit against Sven here. Captain No Pants takes another hit himself. The HP value Blasi and the WZ-132 gets that kill.
But Marsh is coming in hot.
He is coming in hot, but he's only down. Pershing is turning around. Can he get the shot on Marsh? And yes, he will. 7 now going to be aggressed upon Son of Hail. Very healthy in hit points. Down he goes. And Independent, the last person standing with only 34 hit points. He's not going to be, well, maybe.
He could do it.
Maybe he
could
can do it. Yes, a whole drum will be able to unload and kill him. The question is, how is he going to get a whole drum off without him getting any return fire?
It's going to be very difficult. Every single one of these tanks he's up against is well armored. Sorry, 2 of these tanks are well armored. One of them is a 1390 with an autoloader. Sorry, that is a WZ-132. Excuse me.
Blasi in the
T-32 well armored, and they're all consistent fire, accurate on the move tanks.
Yeah,
it's going to be very difficult.
No Limit playing so well after, in my opinion, getting trounced on cliffs. It was really a one-sided fight, and now Blasi, does he actually see his opponent.
Not yet.
He might
Not
have
yet.
seen these fences go down. These fences get destroyed. You can see that
Yes.
anyway, even if you can't see Independent. Independent has to be very careful not to destroy any destructible cover, especially houses. That will give him away immediately.
Yeah, fences have very little camo, so it's hard to hard to actually do anything about
Depends
that.
on what you paint him.
That's true. Camo, you got to pay a little bit of gold.
Notice Independent driving straight down the road. He doesn't have any
Yeah.
bush cover, though.
Oh, gosh.
He's going to come up upon
no.
Blasey.
And who will get the first shot? Blasey now. Oh, Blasey has
He's
plenty of
taking
hit
off.
points.
He's taking off.
No,
Look at
Blasey can just engage.
Oh, Independent, 34. He's going to turn around. Don't stop, Blasey.
He misses.
He misses.
Independent, you
he's
have
going
to...
have the reload, though. He's going to have it. And there he gets it. Blasey, the VIP for that battle. No Limit is up 2-1 against Pubstars with a comeback, one battle away from taking this engagement. Prohorovka, it was a back-and-forth matchup of those T-32s creeping up, going back, creeping up, going back. The Pershing trying to get some shots, but Blasey
Yes.
from way far away, sniping with the WZ-132. Blammo.
Clutch, this is everything you've ever been talking about since Season 1. WZ-132s, T-32s, winning the game for No Limits. I mean, this was the most beautiful representation of how to play a WZ-132. Just be that sniper that you can be, and then the utility. Go back and forth, see what you can attack and not. The whole time, Blasey had no hit points at all, but what was left on the field? Pershing, T-32, all with beautiful, beautiful view range. They can see everything for miles, and with that, Blasey was empowered. He gets into position, kills Captain No Pants. From there, is able to get the winning shot on Independent.
Let's take a look at his stats for Blasey. Damage done, 1384. 14 shots, 11 hits, but 9 penetrate.
No, how many kills does he have?
Let's look at the kills here.
5.
Five kills.
Kills.
Enemies destroyed.
3
5.
tier 8, 2 T1s. Blasey, man, this is why he is the best all-around tanker in our league.
Yeah,
Short and sweet.
exactly. And when it comes to one player to give the definition of what it's like to play WZ-132, right now that top card deck, that ace in the hole, it's going to be Blasey for him.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a quick break, and then we're going to throw it back to Ruko because I know he's excited to see that type of play. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching WGLNA. Could be the final battle. Maybe not. We'll find out. All right, Greetor, what do you have for tanks? We're going to throw it to Randall for the positioning. there.
250-100s, 3 IS-3s against 250-100s, 2 IS-3s, and a T-69. The T-69 is on No Limit side. Again, the view range, I think it is still very important to have on this map.
Although it might not come into effect because we have a just straight up 1-2-3 line push out of Pubstars. Numerous tanks finally spotted. That ruins their the element of surprise they once had here for a moment, but we're gonna have to see how No Limit reacts to this push. It's
Well, let's
very
focus on Blasey, actually. Go on Blasey's cam and see exactly what he's doing to react to this. He's slowly aggressing up. They know IS-3s are over on the side. Son of Hail and Tofu Smurf were spotted out. Sea Otter Defiler Seal is getting into position, and it's very important to see how Blasey gets these crossfire shots.
Yeah, Blasey trying to set up on that railroad track for that flank, as you were saying, but
don't
he's
think
going to
he
be
cares.
spotted by Wick. And now here's going to be the other turnaround push here from the rest of the blue team as they try to set up another flank. And Sea Otter Defiler Sears is able to see it around the corner, but he takes a huge hit to his side, and he's going to have to try to do some reverse angling here to move out from the corner and to see the rest of these tanks trying to see any opening for him to be able to shoot into against those IS-3s. There's that opening just around the corner. He's going to wait for it, and there it is, but he gets unloaded upon from 2 different tanks as Miserable gets another shot in, and now here is the push.
Oh, Independent
from
gets
Pubstars.
blown up, though, and you can see the crossfires are coming into play now. Tofu Smurf and Son of Hail are taking a lot of damage here. The IS-3s are able to just pincer these tanks down. Were they able to get the shots off? I'm not sure, but Blasey now coming in here with his T-69, taking out 7 immediately.
Wow, Sven, a shot went in. It didn't do any damage against Son of Hail, but Blasey's trying to unload on Captain No Pants while March 166 is moving back and forth into Son of Hail. Son of Hail does go down. Picnic Basket gets the kill against Miserable, and Blasey is on the chase as Picnic Basket moves around the corner here, to try to get some side flank shots against Marsh 166 and Captain No Pants. He gets hit pretty hard against that IS-3, and Captain No Pants using that 5100 to hide behind.
The strength of the T-69, he's about to be reloaded here, and Captain No Pants is still not reloaded, so he needs to take advantage of this time.
Loaded.
They need to go for Captain No Pants immediately, or else as soon as he's reloaded, big troubles are happening. On the other side, Squirrel Tag is going to meet up with Wick pretty soon here, as red base and blue base are under attack.
But then Picnic Basket fired, and in that window you saw Marsh 166 and Captain No Pants move in. He should have held his shot. Don't waste it on a C1, unfortunately.
Blasey, the only one left alive that can do damage here on the field. He's going to have to make a choice, and that choice is going to have to be to land those shots. He's going to aim for the T1 to stop the flag cap. And will he move away? He's going to have to as he takes a shot from behind. The IS-3 is in his sights. Marsh 166 and Captain No Pants on the chase. The 5100 lands another blow. 11 HP on Blasey. One more hit, he will go down. Even a crash, he will go down. And the T1s are trying to fight to the south. Squirrel Tag versus Wick. Wick has a little bit lower HP because Marsh 166 with a shot. Doesn't ring true, but the vehicle is destroyed by Marsh 166 as he pushes in. Squirrel Tag, the only one left alive here, and he's going to go down very shortly. That means we're going to have a tied-up match after 5 battles. Excuse me, after 4 battles, the 5th battle will be the deciding match between these two here. Squirrel Tag's going to leave the area. He's going to go for... he knows it's over. He's just putting himself on the altar to be killed. And that's it for that battle. Pub Stars is able to take it.
Here, Independent also pulling all the way back. I think they're all reloading, and this is the perfect time. Remember, Son of Hail missing and shooting Wick's tracks.
Wow.
That is quite fortunate.
But now he can focus on Independent and gets the hit. 823 to 1100. Here comes Tofu Smurf from the side of the road, and they're going to unload into Independent. Independent's going to have to track and fire. Which one will he focus on? 92 HP at 1100. Sea Otter Defiler Shields gets that kill. Only 2 tanks left alive for the blue team. That's Miserable
right.
and Sven.
But do they have enough time to kill them? 1 minute and 25 seconds left. This is going to be a little bit difficult. 7 is going to the south side. Miserable to the north. Tofu Smurf, or excuse me, Son of Hail should be able to take out Miserable, but will he be able to catch him? That's the big question.
This is going to be really, really tough.
Yeah.
Sven and Miserable are now playing for the 1-point possibility instead of a 0-point possibility of a direct loss. Tofu Smurf is on the run. Sea Otter should maybe fan out a little bit farther. Son of Hail, though, is not going to the north. He needs to go to the north. You would have spotted him by now, Son of Hail. Go to the north side. He's not going to be able to reach him, folks. I think there's going to be a draw.
Yeah, it is going to be a draw. I mean, both these tanks got away in the perfect time. That's the thing about the 1390s. They're just so nimble. They're able to get out of cover and just stay alive. And it looks like the countdown is just ticking up. We are going to have another another shootout, ladies and gentlemen.
John Travolta and Nicolas Cage would be very proud of another face-off, but it's going to be a shootout. 20 seconds left to go. And Sea Otter Defiler of Seals and Tofu Smurf. Tofu Smurf will see Sven. He is going to get the kill on him. If I was Son of Hail, I would just be randomly shooting into the northern area. See if he got a lucky hit, but he won't. So that means we're going to have to set up the shootout of these two teams here. And one more second, and it's a draw, ladies and gentlemen. So both teams were tied up 2-2. So that means we're going to be on Malinovka for that setup here. And this is the second shootout of tonight. Last time, earlier today, it went to Simplistic because Nerve chose 2 M4043s instead of 1. And one didn't even fire.
Well, it did. Both of them fired. They just...
One of them missed entirely.
Yeah, one missed entirely.
One missed, but one didn't fire. It was 0 shots.
No, it was both of them shot. I'm positive of it. One of them shot, missed. The other one shot, did 500 damage.
I saw 0 for 0 on shots. I'll have to go back.
That was 0 hits for 0
Remember,
pens.
math major.
Okay.
It was 0 hits for 0 pens. I think that's where you're mixing it up. Because he did fire once at least, I think.
Yeah. He did fire once.
At least he got one little click
And he
off.
missed. Because there was a crater.
There was splash damage, but it didn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, and one of them just went to nowhere.
Maybe it's because I saw the first 0 and went, who cares? They missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to land your shots if you choose Artie. That's the lesson we all learned here. So we'll see what tanks they're going to bring. We're going to take a commercial break. We come back. The shootout, the final battle tonight to determine which tank's going to get 1, or which tank team's going to get 1 point in the league play. Stay tuned. You're watching WGLNA. 1 battle left to go. They agree Torp. He's given me a lot of tactics, and I've used them to great advantage, and to getting some gold too. So great job, man. And we are almost set up to start the battle on Malinovka. We're going to throw it over to Randall Rookil Holcomb to give us the breakdown of the rules once again.
I would be glad to give you guys the rules. Just to remind everyone, for 742, we're going to use standard 742 rules. Still 7 players per team, still 42 points to work with a max tier of 8. We're going to head over to Malinovka in just a second, where we're going to line everyone up on the 3 and the 5 line. The admin will then declare at any time he wishes when the 2 teams will fire. If anyone fires before then, even fires, doesn't matter if they hit, fires before the admin gives his word, there will be a winner declared by just default. And I hope we don't see that, guys.
I hope not either. This was a great series. It's a little bit unfortunate it has to go to a shootout, but Seven and his teammate.
Clutch.
Oh, man.
His team point. I'm thinking of the
Only
points,
unfortunate if someone breaks the rules and shoots
I'm thinking
early.
of the points.
Well, I grew up in a world where Drew Carey was still in charge of whose line is it anyway.
Yes.
Oh,
and
man.
the points don't matter. Okay? We go for maximum effect.
I'm sorry, but $100,000 is on the line, so I'm pretty sure the points matter.
Well, you better do well in Malinovka here. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. All right, so it's going to take a little bit of setup here. You'll see on my screen in just a second. Sudden Death Shootout. Pub Stars is no limit. Last battle tonight. But you'll see on my screen, there's our observer. He is the admin. The T-62A is not a tank that people will be playing against. It's a tier 10. You will see it disappear once you make sure all the tanks are ready to go. What do we have for tanks?
I'll show you 4 IS-3s and a YAG Tiger 8.8 against 2 IS-3s, 2 T-32s, and a YAG Tiger once again. So very similar lineups, the IS-3s instead of the T-32s. I'm wondering how it's going to work out.
Well, no Artie this time. So I wonder how it's going to work out as well. But we saw this sort of flying V flank approach. The YAG Tiger in the center, that tank destroyer center, as the 2 medium ones make this hold down position. Steel Warrior is this what this one is claiming. But,
and the real question is, who is going to load HE first?
Would you load HE on your first round?
I was talking about it a little bit. Some people in this office think no, use APCR rounds or heat rounds first. But I'm going to say that's incorrect because it assumes that you're their thought process is, well, there's normally going to be a weakness in your opponent's lineup. Someone's going to be out of position, so your first rounds will be able to take advantage of that immediately. But I'm in a world where nobody has any disadvantages, and, well, it's not going to happen. So load HE immediately. That way you can potentially get some cruise.
Yes, very potential, and a cruise will make it reload slower, possibly. Do all kinds of damage to the inside of you.
This is Pub Stars, by the way, and the blue team. Oh, sorry. Well, this is this is no limit
No limit,
as
the red team.
team.
Yeah.
I didn't even look up to see who we were on. They are setting up in a very conventional lineup. You can see the IS-3s are reverse angling, T-32s in hold down position behind the IS-3s, and then you have the YAG Panther.
Right in the center.
YAG Tiger. I was like, why does it sound so wrong?
It's a YAG Tiger 88.
YAG Tiger 88 right in the center. On the other side, look at this. Pretty similar, but the IS-3s are consistently reverse angling. And you have the YAG Tiger in the center.
I've got this nice up top view here, looking right down on these tanks from above. Take a look at that reverse angling and that formation. That is
gorgeous.
It's beautiful. We've seen this already before, but now we have both teams with very similar lineups. I'm just wondering if we're going to see T-32 hull down superiority or reverse angling IS-3s winning the day.
T-32s, man. The T-32 hold down superiority, I think, is what we're going to bet on. And there's the shots fired. The mediums do not die, but Blyzy gets the first kill, gets the medium in the front.
Seven
and the
will
second
take damage.
One.
Son of Hail takes damage as well, but no kills just yet besides the tier 1s.
And there's Zevin taking numerous shots to the top of his turret, numerous shots penning. He could go down very soon.
Now that's the thing, the T-32s at this point have the much larger frame. It's a little bit harder for these IS-3s to make shots on their cupola. 7 down to 292 hit points.
There's
50,
HE.
Yeah, HE is being loaded and 7 is being targeted.
Son of Hail did take some hits against this IS-3, but Tofu's Rip has had a couple hits bounce off his turret. Blasi gets the kill against one of the first tier 8s, the IS-3. Son of Hail taking some serious damage. He's going to trade with Sea Otter Defiler Seals in the T-32. Floppy Giraffe and Squirrel Tag still left alive in those mediums, but March 166 gets the kill against him. Blasi did take a hit on his side, but he's still dishing out a lot of damage against that tank side.
HE is going off from Scurry hard. I like this. And HE is being used on the other side. Pub Stars is also dishing out their own.
And here's one more shot from Son of Hail. Nothing
There's
is
connections on
killed yet.
Marsh and Captain Nopants, both HE hitting for just a little bit. But I don't know if they want to start going back to these APs, going from Marsh's top of his turret.
Blasi takes a huge hit to his front, though, and he's going to have to decide, who do I want to hit, because I may only have one shot left. 43 damage done. He's still loading heat. Another one, 399 out of Blasi, and a great shot. Son of Hail trying to get another hit in out of 162 out of 1500 HP. Double Snarf, 1288 out of 1550. Picnic Basket, his IS-3, 1296 out of 1500, and Sea Otter 1178, 1550, and the T-32 still in a good hold down position, trying to get some more shots in, but a lot of them are glancing blows against the reverse angling of those IS-3s.
Yeah,
So many bouncing shots.
But still, there's an extra shot coming out from... Oh no, Son of Hail died, so it's even in terms of shots that can actually do damage. We'll find out what happens. Just getting so dicey because all of a sudden Pub Stars, they rearrange just a little bit and they're not taking any damage for a long time.
That's
now.
right. Well, 101 is hit here. Sea Otter still trying to go back and forth. A lot of bouncing. Another bounce off the T-32 turret. You see the smoke billowing from the dead husk of their teammates. Picnic Basket takes a hit on his side. Tofu Smurf gets hit. And now it's going to be a piece-by-piece hit from both of these teams. Blasi, 266 out of 1,300. He's still having a lot of glancing blows. 137 out of 1,300. He's going to back up a little bit to try to readjust. They're going to focus down on the Yag Tiger 888 here. And he needs to get one more shot that can do some serious damage.
Pub Stars just connecting so many times here. Another 270 damage being done. And this is just getting a little bit out of control. There it is. Clearing up Tofu
Miserable.
Smurf.
Such a marksman getting these shots off.
Yeah, man. This guy, he knows what he's doing.
Picnic Basket, however, does get a return fire. Sea Otter Defiler Seals in the T-32, still trying to get a couple shots to penetrate, but no luck yet. They may be switching over to ABCR rounds to try to hit some of those 1390s. And Picnic Basket does get the IS-3. It is 3 tanks against 3 tanks, but Blasi is at 18 hit points.
Just wow. And take a look at this. We have Miserable just trying to get shots on Picnic Basket, but he hasn't been able to connect for at least 10 shots.
He just connected on that last one, though, 593.
Well, just as I say it, he's going to connect, of course.
And it's going to be some more back and forth shooting here between the two. Another shot does ring out, but it does not land. Miserable has
is
a
there
lot
a
of
chance
hits.
that these IS-3s run out of ammo?
There's a chance. We've got so much time in this battle. If they actually waste all their shots by continuously firing, there's a chance. I said it last time we were in a shootout. It lasted a while.
Picnic Basket going down.
Wow.
Double tap.
Miserable does able to take him down. If that does happen, it'll be jousting between the two tanks as they'll rev up and try to crash into each other. Blasi still at 18 hit points, playing very cautiously, trying to shoot in between any windows he can see here. Sea Otter Defiler of Seals trying to move back and forth. There's that window he's trying to shoot through there. And now is he able to do it? A lot of misses. Miserable gets the kill against Blasi. It's only one left alive.
He's a marksman, man.
I think that was HE. We'll have to ask him sometime later.
Yep.
And he's pushing.
Sea Otter Defiler Seals just does not have enough damage to take out all 3 of these tanks, and that's why we have the aggression. Wow, what an exciting end to this series. Really unfortunate for No Limit, as they fought so hard, had some great engagements, especially on steps, but they weren't able to close it out. Independent now with Captain No Pants able to rear around these dead husks of tanks and get the final shots on Sea Otter Defiler Seals.
365 out of 1550. A matter of time. One more shot. He does go down. Independent gets the killing blow. Pub Stars wins via shootout, taking 1 match point in a great series. Very hard fought on both sides. Unfortunately, on steps, No Limit was unable to get those last 2 kills. They were too far away from the flag capture to get it, brought us to a draw. And in that shootout, I'm going to have to see how many shots were fired and how many penetrated here.
Oh, man.
You're going to have a lot of really bad misses.
Yeah.
Miss rates.
All right, Miserable shot 53 times.
53 times. Direct hit 44 times. Splash 4. Penetration's 19. But look at how much damage he was doing. That's how you can tell he is a marksman. 2,900 damage done. He carried this shootout.
Sea Otter Defiler of Seals, 32 shots, 5 penetrated.
Yeah, and look at Blasey. Blasey, same tank. Yak Tiger 88, only 900 damage.
Wow.
He got really focused down early on, though, and he was left at such little hit points, whereas Miserable was sitting there with plenty of hit points the whole time, able to fire freely. I don't know what it was that the 2 Yag 88s did differently, but Miserable wasn't taking any damage, whereas Blasey was taking so much and was focused down so well. I think almost every shootout we've seen in Yag 88, the Yag 88 has been one of the major damage dealers.
Yeah, it has been, but it's that trade up, right, of the APCR versus the high explosive rounds, and I'd love to see the data between that to see the trade off of less penetration but more explosive damage if it's able to go in and
well,
how
it's
the
very
damage
little
spreads.
explosive damage, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's hard with these tanks to make HE work. With T-32s shooting at the front, you're not going to get very much damage, like 50-something at the max almost. With IS-3s, you could get 100-something with HE if you hit the top of the turret.
And even with these crew skills, like you lose a gunner, it's not that big of a deal because you have a jack of all trades with your commander. And yes, he doesn't perform 100% like your gunner, but still, it's not that bad. On top of that, you have a repair kit. So
and they have armor, so if their gun is damaged, if their optics are damaged, they have what is it? I think it's Recon is the crew skill that helps with damage optics. So they're perfect crew skills.
You're not even bringing fire extinguishers either.
Probably
you
not.
can probably say, well, I'm not going to catch on fire because I'm only being attacked from the front. From there, you can bring an extra repair kit in case you lose your ammo or something like that.
It's very possible. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back, the wrap-up of tonight's show, and stay tuned because we're just getting started for the entire group play. We are just ending week number 1. Week number 2 is going to start on Thursday. We appreciate everyone that's been watching and all the comments in chat. You guys have been great. So stay tuned. We're going to wrap up the show after this. All right. Let's go and wrap up the show. We've had an amazing week. I personally want to thank Randall and Andre who were on set all week for World of Tanks. Last night I was behind the scenes working on some other things and also some great segments we've been able to pump out. So thank you so much for enjoying that, and a huge thank you to you guys. It's been a great week 1.
This has been like I want to take a moment to thank the players so incredibly much. Season 1, I had a little bit of trepidation. I was like, well, this is very campy play. Half the teams, just want to sit there and just wait until targets show up in their reticle. And I felt like that was really, really silly, right? But this season has been a total 180 from that. Every single team is looking to be aggressive, and it's really, really cool. And I want to thank all the pro players for putting in the time. You can see the strategies that come out of this. You could see the time that's been committed to have this quality World of Tanks, and that's something I really appreciate. I've had so much fun with you guys, so much fun with the people at the chat. I do read a lot that happens, and if I don't read it, Rootkill fills me in very promptly.
And Rotterdam had a lot of fun last night as well. And let's go ahead and do a recap of today, looking at today's matches. Cunningham's was able to defeat Game Over. Simp took out the Cazadores. Simplistic defeated Nerve in a shootout. Wreak Havoc took out Bernal Empires. And Pubstars, in a very hard-fought match, took down No Limit in a shootout. We want to thank our sponsors, Azo Monitors. They're available on Amazon.com. Kingston, Alienware, and Logitech. Randall, your closing thoughts.
Great games tonight. I'm so glad we could have some cool shootouts, and I'm glad the chat had fun with everything as well. Thanks, guys.
Andre.
Thank you all. Please don't troll me too hard for what I just said. It's very late.
Yep, it is late. And guess what? I have to go to the bathroom now because I've been holding it. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great Season 2, week number 1. If you want to follow us on Twitter, go ahead and do so at WGLNA, Facebook.com/WGLNA, and make sure to catch the VODs, the action, and our segments at WGLNA.com. I'm Clutch08 on Twitter, Greetorp, and Rookhill. A huge thank you to everyone behind the scenes, all our editors, to our production staff, our producer, and everyone that has made this possible. Thank you so much to Wargaming for a fantastic game. We will see you Thursday, 5 o'clock Pacific time.
And our sponsors.
That's right.
Thank them.
We can thank them twice.
Azo,
do it again.
Available at Amazon.com.
I'm sorry.
Kingston,
Oh my
Alienware,
gosh.
and Logitech. This guy's awesome. You're
I love
awesome.
you all.
Thank you guys
I
so
love
much.
you all.
Good night
Bye, guys.
and good game.